January the 28th, 2020. Guys, an update on these earthquakes down south of Cuba and the data buoy system that's going off all the way up the East Coast. Now, it's not out at the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. It's closer to the Bermuda Ridge, but it's affecting the entire East Coast. And what's concerning, and the reason I'm doing it, is these buoys will go off after something like that happens. Now, this one, which is up off of New York, is showing about a 1.5 foot variance. But the one that's here, just east of the Hatteras Plain, before you get into what's called the North American Basin, but is still very active. And I want to point out a few things. But if you click on it again, National Data Buoy Center, it's in our links on our website at BPEarthWatch.com. But if you click on this, it's going to bring up this graph. And notice this is a 3-day chart, or 4-day chart, excuse me, starting on January the 24th. And so what's happened today on the 28th, this is added and it dips and rises since I've done the video. Also, reports are coming in from South Miami. The sheriff's office, they were showing from helicopters people being evacuated from swaying skyscrapers in South Miami in that area. And people saying it was making them sick. Now, again, this chart is very concerning, but we're going to look at the event details a little closer on this. And this one is, again, centered between 3 buoys. It's a center buoy, one from off of this is Jacques Cousteau's Reserve, New Jersey buoy 126 that's going off. It's about a 1.5 foot here, half a meter changes. But this one's very concerning, guys. These dips, the newest one is showing about a 90-foot drop. This is continuing. Something is happening off the East Coast. I don't know if the Mid-Atlantic plate is moving and putting pressure across this. You can see several underwater trenches in this area. Again, let's look at the event details. Now, this is the same station, 41425. This chart is not in days, this is in hours. Starting today at 1800 hours, and now is at 22 GMT, which would be close to 6 o'clock on the East Coast, guys. But here we saw the initial movement. Then here is when we saw the strongest movement right there. But now, guys, again, 5240 in meters here, 5260, 20 meters, easily 60-foot shifts up at the first couple of times. We just saw rises. Something shifted underwater. Something pushed the buoy up. Then something moved and the buoy started going down. Here at 22, close to 2215, guys. 35 meters. That's 100 feet. Over 100 feet. That's continuing. 2100 hours. These drops. And the spikes here are very close to about 40 to 50 feet that we're seeing continuously now in pulses. Not sure what's happening. I've never seen this before. People have never been evacuated from the skyscrapers in Miami either. Now, if you scroll down on that page, you'll see a section that says water column heights right there. It gives you your time. Now, right here, you're seeing the average 5240. But if you go back from here, and this is at 2159 and 2100 hours, 59 minutes. But if you go back down to about 10 minutes to 2149, see it suddenly rises to 5248. That's just 8 meters. But then it rises to 55, which is 15 meters. Okay? You're easily between 30 and 40 feet in this at this point. These are the rises, and it's happening in pulses. I'm not sure what's happening. If you continue to scroll down, it's hanging there at 5240, but we have the same thing to 5245. Just let's see, that would be at 2132. Go back up to that last one at 2148. Not very long. You got 16, 17 minutes here. And it's happening throughout this event. Just scroll down and you'll see a sudden drop here, 5211. This is not a rise, a drop without a rise. See, it was 5240, drops right here, 29 meters. That's 100 foot. And here, guys, it drops without rising, after rising, at 52.56, 16 meters above average, to 52.09. So you've got, what have you got, 47 meters in there, guys? You're approaching 150 foot. I don't know what's going offshore right now. I've never seen this type of activity. But you can scroll back down here at 2043. At 2044, we see this rise, 2257, 2252. Again, you can do the numbers. And it continues, going back to 1200 hours, 2052, 53. And it goes back up. We'll go back up to this chart. That's exactly what it's showing us right here. Again, look at your meters at 5260, 5240 is the average. And there it is. I don't know what's going on. We need to watch it. There were initially some tsunami warnings. They took the larger warnings down and just said for local ports and harbors to watch for slight changes. So it's always good to have a few extra ropes on your boat and be aware of this. But my important message in this is that something is continuing as we speak. Pay attention. It's a heads up. Be safe.